Hello everyone. For this week's activity, I decided to focus on Buddhism. Here's a little bit of information I found on the religion. Buddhism began in India 2,500 years ago and remains the dominant world religion in the East. There are over 360 million followers of Buddhism worldwide and over a million American Buddhists today. Buddhist concepts have also been influential on Western culture in general, particularly in the areas of meditation and non-violence. Buddhism is based on the teachings of an Indian prince named Siddhartha Gautama, who lived around 500 BC. According to Buddhist tradition, the sheltered young prince was shocked by the suffering he saw outside his palace walls, so he left his life of luxury to seek answers. Eventually, he succeeded, becoming the Buddha, or the Enlightened One. He spent the remaining 45 years of his life teaching the Dharma, or also known as the path to liberation from suffering, and establishing the Sangha, a community of monks. Over its long history, Buddhism has taken a wide variety of forms. Some emphasize rituals and the worship of goddesses, while others completely reject rituals and gods in favor of pure meditation. Yet, all forms of Buddhism share respect for the teachings of the Buddha and the goal of ending suffering and the cycle of rebirth. Theravada Buddhism, prominent in South Asia, is atheistic, and philosophical in nature, and focuses on the monastic life and meditation as means to liberation. Alright, so let's talk a little bit about Buddhist beliefs. Let's see. Religious beliefs are important in Buddhism, but its central doctrines are necessarily the same as those other world religions. Depending on the sect, Buddhist beliefs may include gods, ancestors, and the afterlife, but the most important Buddhist beliefs are about suffering and how to escape it. The Buddha himself was called the Enlightened One. After he became enlightened, he thought the way to eliminate suffering begins with understanding the true nature of the world. However, the Buddha considered knowledge important only insofar as it remains practical. He rejected speculation about such matters as God, the nature of the universe, and the afterlife, urging his followers to focus instead on the Four Noble Truths by which they can free themselves from suffering. Let's see. Alright, let's now talk about Buddhist practices. Buddhism incorporates a variety of rituals and practices, which are intended to aid in the journey to enlightenment and bring blessings on oneself and others. While some activities are unique to certain expressions of Buddhism, there are others that are found in most of the popular forms of the belief system. For example, the practice of meditation is central to nearly all forms of Buddhism, and it derives directly from the Buddha's experiences and teachings. Meditation is a central focus of the Zen Buddhism, and the only way to liberation in Theravada Buddhism. In addition to meditation, the Mahayana schools of Buddhism have developed a variety of other rituals and devotional practices, many of which were inspired or influenced by the existing religious cultures of India, Japan, Southeast Asia, and Tibet. Let's see. I also researched a few of the images that represent Buddhism, and here are some of the images that I found. There. and and that's it, guys. That's my presentation for this week. I hope you all enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed researching a little bit on the religion. I found it very interesting the fact that they respect other gods, although they consider their god to be representative of the culture. All right, well, that's it for my presentation. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very much.